The CPRG group, again, that's Community Police Relations Group, opened lines of communication years ago between the community and law enforcement. And that includes not just the city, but also the county, the state, and federal law enforcement agencies. They conducted listening sessions, and this has happened over the last several years. First, law enforcement listened to the community in one session, and then in another session, the community listened to law enforcement. There was some tension in those meetings. There was intensity, there was some discomfort. And I know Mike, who was in those meetings, has often talked about that. But they realized what they did with that was they broke down the walls between the two groups and really opened up lines of communication. In last Friday's session, the Community Police Relations Group discussed the next steps in moving community police relationships forward in our community. We are now in the planning stages for a very exciting national program that will actually be a pilot for. It's called Strengthening Police and Community Partnerships. We formed a committee last Friday that will make this happen. We hope it will happen in the spring of this year. Strengthening Police and Community Partnerships will bring city police on patrol and other key community groups together in a meeting that would probably last, I'm guessing, 4 to 6 hours. It's not going to be a quick thing. Those groups, besides the police, there'll be a group of police patrolmen there, but there'll also be other groups in the room. There'll be an African American group, an immigrant and refugee group, educators, neighborhood leaders, victims of violence, pastors and religious, the business community, as well as nonprofits and the arts community. So all these groups we're hoping to put together. That's the work we're doing right now. After some introductory comments, each group will get together in small groups, and these will be very private conversations. The media will be allowed into some of this, but this section where they're actually talking about the issues, this will be private. And so what they're going to talk about is many things, but it'll include what are the police doing well right now in the Erie community, and how can the police improve? What can they do better?
You know, they're your target of the investigation. So you kind of lose a little bit of that personal connection with people because they're a subject of your investigation most of the time. So you kind of get into a mode where you're doing, you know, you're working hard, you're making a lot of arrests, you're taking a lot of drugs off the street. Inevitably, there are other people that get affected by that, family members of the people. It got to a point where I felt that no matter what I did, I couldn't change people's opinions of what we were doing. They were generally unhappy with us for being at their family member's home at 6 in the morning, you know, seizing drugs and guns or whatever. Yeah. And I just kind of gave up trying to talk sense into them or try to explain my position, that we were there because they were, you know, being involved in criminal activity. So we just kind of closed that off. Didn't see a need to really even try anymore. So I was asked to be part of the community relations group at the beginning, and then after that first meeting and hearing kind of what, you know, what some of the other people from the community thought about the police, really transformed my thinking there, because I was thinking, and I fell into this whole trap where I broad brushed the minority community in this sense, and that is that there are those that speak the loudest voice, just are anti-police in their sentiment. When we do our job and we go out, and especially for drugs, there aren't your traditional victims there where you can get behind a victim and say, well, we're doing this for the victim. A lot of times when you do the drug investigations, it appears as if you're targeting someone, you know, targeting someone specifically for something other than their criminal activity. So anyways, we had our first few meetings, and I heard a different perspective. I heard that I was wrong in my thinking, that it wasn't a unified voice. Everybody had their opinions about what was going on with the police in the community. And then I also found that we weren't, you know, the people in this group weren't blaming us for everything. That they were accepting responsibility too for some of the things in the community, which caused me then to say, well, wait a minute, yeah, I gotta, you know, adjust my thinking too. And then what we did is we kind of broke down some of those walls we put up to protect ourselves and said some things that are uncomfortable to talk about.